Hey Apple lovers, welcome back to the Tech Hub, your go-to spot for everything Apple, from tips, reviews and more. So today I'm kicking off another episode of my Apple Guide series, and I'm talking about a change I recently made that totally transformed my workspace. Can you tell what it is? There it is. These are the 5 reasons I switched to a MacBook based setup, and honestly I haven't looked back since. So let's get into it and let's start the episode. This is a change that's been on my mind for a while. One of the main reasons was I had the desktop Mac Mini M4, which I still love and still adore, and the MacBook Air 15-inch M4. So pretty much the same device. I had 24 RAM on my Mac Mini and only 16 RAM on here. Not that it makes much difference with the M4 chip, but that was the setup I have. And now due to work, I very rarely I was mainly working from home, not using my MacBook Air much as a laptop. And I kind of realized every week I was turning on my MacBook, but that was to check, update and do my maintenance that I do as part of my OCD. And I was like, it's getting frustrating and running 2 different devices, and I wish I could just have one device. So ultimately, and spoiler alert, I'm going to go through the reasons, but I'd rather have a laptop set up and have the option of a laptop, even though I'm maybe using it 10% of the time as a laptop, than not have that option. So I'm selling my MacBook Mini, and I've switched to the MacBook Air 15-inch. Again, there's so many different reasons which we'll head up now. But if you're thinking about doing it or you are planning a new desktop setup, I highly recommend getting a laptop setup if it fits your productivity. So here's my reasons and my productivity reasons of why I've made the change. So here's my 5 reasons why I switched to a Mac setup. So let's start with the big one, my 3-screen setup. So I wanted to add one more display to my existing desk arrangement. With my Mac Mini, I'd hit the limit. I couldn't easily run 3 displays without jumping through some hoops. So switching to my MacBook Air M4 gave me the flexibility I needed. Now with MacBook's display plus 2 external monitors, I get that sweet triple screen productivity. It's a game changer for multitasking, editing and general workflow. Now of course I had my iPad, 11-inch iPad there on a stand just as a screen for content, and I can do the same thing with this laptop. Now reason number 2 is Touch ID. So I'd been missing this ever since I switched to this keyboard to a new external keyboard that didn't support Touch ID. So with the MacBook setup, Touch ID is right there on the keyboard just like it should be. Logging in, approving purchases, even unlocking apps. It's honestly seamless again. Honestly, once you've had Touch ID on a Mac, it's hard to go back, and that's really the only thing I was missing from my Magic Keyboard. So now I've got it back, it's right in front of me, boom. Now my 3rd reason, now this is where it gets a bit more personal. I picked up the 15-inch M4 MacBook Air and it's incredible. But after a recent change in my job, like I said about working more remotely, I wasn't using it much because I didn't need a portable machine day to day. And probably about 10% of my workflow, including work and in my personal life, I needed a laptop. But I didn't want to leave such a powerful beauty device collecting dust or sell it. So to be honest, I made the decision to retire my beloved M4 Mac Mini, yes, even though it's an epic machine, and go all out with the MacBook setup instead. I'd rather have the option of a portable machine than not have it. Now I'm actually using the MacBook more, and it just makes sense again. Now next reason, let's talk aesthetics for a second. The sky blue 15-inch MacBook Air, it's stunning. And I didn't want to hide it away in clamshell mode under my desk monitor anymore. So now it sits proudly on this desk stand. That's not really a branded one, it's just a generic one you can get on Amazon. And it's open, it's powerful, it's powering everything, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now when it's even in clamshell, it still looks great up here. So sometimes your setup should inspire you, and this is exactly what it does. And the final reason, this one's for the desk setup nerds. I wanted to make better use of my iVanke Fusion Dock Pro, which I've done a review on, and I'll add a link in the description below. So this dock is an absolute powerhouse and turns the MacBook into a desk desktop beast. Now that is designed, and you can do it for Mac Mini, but it's really designed, especially that 2 cable, for a MacBook. So if you're thinking of switching from a desktop Mac to a MacBook setup, and a good dock is essential. So 1 cable, and I've got dual displays, audio interface, peripherals, even power, all sorted. It's clean, efficient, and super satisfying. So where there was a limitation before here with 2 ports, I no longer have it thanks to this awesome dock. That's my setup story. 5 reasons why I made the switch back to a MacBook based workflow, and I have 0 regrets. So let me know in the comments, are you team Mac Mini or MacBook when it comes to desk setups? And if you're thinking of making a similar change, what's holding you back? And as always, please be kind with your comments. This is the first time I've had a laptop permanent setup, and I could not be happier. Now don't worry about always having your laptop plugged in. They can now handle that. If this has helped you out, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Tech Hub for more Apple tips, reviews and guides, and hit that next notification bell to see my next content. Please follow me on Instagram and Threads at TechHubWiltsUK, and check out my website at www.techhubwiltsuk.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.